And we're back with Congresswoman Debbie Dingell. And Congresswoman, I want you to talk to me a bit about why the Speaker and your colleagues are so against some kind of fencing or barrier on our southern border. In fact, Nancy Pelosi has a border wall right in her own state. We're going to look at this map right here of Tijuana and the wall that separates Tijuana and San Diego. You've got about 3 million people in Tijuana and 3 million people in San Diego. Why wasn't one of her first points on the agenda to tear down this wall if it's immoral?
So what I want is border security, which I think means, and I think most Democrats mean, let's all get in the room and talk about what that border security is. There are many parts along that border that a wall doesn't even work. There's rivers, etc. We have new technology out. We have drones.
Yeah.
We have sensors. We should be using all of it, Maria.
Absolutely.
So why do we have to close 6 other departments? And why? Let's get in regular order.
Yeah.
Let's get in the room. Let's all agree on border security, a package that'll truly keep us safe, and let's reopen the government.
I think you make a lot of good points, because there are areas of the country where we don't need a wall, probably, like near the Rio Grande, where there's this open space, where if a migrant, if an illegal immigrant comes and tries to hide in that area, he'll probably or she'll probably be found pretty quickly, because it's miles and miles of open space. But I want to get your take specifically on the southern border, and specifically this wall in Tijuana, because this is a very dense area, with 3 million people in one side and another 3 million in the other side. If you were to tear that wall down, do you think that eventually those people would just assimilate, and those 3 million people in Tijuana would basically just become citizens in the U.S.? I mean, not citizens legally, obviously, but just assimilate into the population. Would that happen?
First of all, nobody is saying we don't need border security. Why aren't we?
Congressman, I'm specifically asking you about the border in Nancy Pelosi's state.
Right now, they need more. They're not even filled all the positions to keep that border safe.
Should that wall be torn down? Should that wall be torn down?
No, I haven't been to visit the site. I don't know all the specifics of it, and
well, let me give you some specifics. Let me give you some specifics, Congresswoman, because we've got the border apprehensions just from that wall just in the month of November 2018. And in California, there was 7,764 apprehensions, nearly 7,800 border apprehensions in California alone just for the month. November last year, total Southwest border apprehensions for November, nearly 52,000. I guess that tells you that that wall works. Would you say that that wall in Nancy Pelosi's state is working?
There are places that it is appropriate, and that's why
that specific wall in Tijuana and San Diego.
Because I haven't visited, I'm not going to say for sure, but I'm not going to say it should come down either. One thing I've learned about when you are seasoned, don't comment when you don't have all the facts and don't know if you're walking into something you shouldn't say. But I'll tell you what, the next time you talk to me, I'm going to study it.
I just wonder why Nancy Pelosi is so against it, and your colleagues are so against it, when we know that there's a wall in her own state. Do you find that hypocritical? Let me ask you, let's take a step back, Congressman. Let's take a step back and just try to understand better whether or not this is all politics. Because we know that many of your colleagues voted for a border wall twice. That includes Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, in terms of the need to protect the American citizens. We know that. Now, Donald Trump has the idea. He made it a campaign promise, and he said all throughout the campaign, build that wall a number of times. Is that the reason that you're against the wall and your colleagues are against the wall? Because it was now Donald Trump's campaign promise?
First of all, I've been really clear. I don't think compromise is a dirty word, and I have always said that. I do believe that we need to have a conversation about border security, and that border security is a much larger topic. Do I think we're political right now? I absolutely do, and I think it's ridiculous. I think that we need to reopen the government. There are so many services that aren't getting done now from people that need help, and the people that aren't being paid. I had a mother this week call me who's been deemed an essential service employee. She hasn't been paid in a month, can't pay for her child's daycare. Daycare is kicking her out. She's losing the space. Yeah. She can't take time off because she's been deemed essential. Yeah. She's working Denny's at midnight.
You just said
not right either.
You just said a moment ago we have to have a conversation. Isn't that what we're doing? Isn't that why the government is shut down? No. But, I mean, that's why, you know, Nancy Pelosi is in Washington. The president has put something on the table yesterday. This is what they're doing, right? They're having a conversation. And a moment ago, you said that the president hasn't spoken about the thousands of people who are not getting paid. The president signed a bill that will provide hundreds of thousands of government employees with back pay after the shutdown ends. He just signed that bill last week.
But can I give you some real world? I'm talking to these people every single day. They can't, the TSA guys in Detroit can't pay for the gas to go to work. I talked to a Secret Service agent who is putting his life and willing to take a bullet, and his kids are suffering. He can't explain to his kids.
Yeah, I think
both mom and dad.
I think we both agree on this.
Absolutely
and, you know,
agree.
I think the bigger
and I hope we get people. What we need to do is get in regular order. We have 6 bills that have been negotiated, agreed to by Senate and House Republicans and Democrats.
You know what I think people get frustrated with? I think no matter what side you're on, you just want to see some honesty. And you want to see honesty, whether it be at the border wall or whether it be in terms of what went on in the 2016 election, or this past week, BuzzFeed coming out with a report saying that the president directed Michael Cohen to lie for him to Congress, and then the special counsel, in a very rare move, had to come out and say that report is inaccurate. What did you think about that?
I don't know what to think, and you know me, I am someone that's very blunt. He didn't totally deny the report. I don't.
He said it's inaccurate. Is what the special counsel
said it was inaccurate.
Inaccurate. So should we continue with all of this stuff going out there in the zeitgeist to make people think? On the one hand, the president said to lie. On the other hand, you know, the president said that, you know, he just wants the wall and doesn't, and the Democrats want border security. I mean, honesty, I think, is what we all want. On
you know,
both
one of
sides
the reasons
aisle.
I think. One of the reasons I think Donald Trump got elected was because the American people were tired of partisan bickering, and they thought that it would bring a change. Unfortunately, it hasn't brought a change. I think you're exactly right. They're tired of seeing this. We got to get in the room, and we got a brand new class with a lot of younger
there's a lot of division there. We got to talk more about that when you come back. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you.
Bring people together.
Thank you. Congressman John Ratcliffe is up next on the FISA.